Gustong magpagupit pero hassle lumabas at nakakainip maghintay? Mas nanaisip magpa-home service? Pwedeng-pwede yan sa Bob's app. Pambata man o pang matanda, kayo ang pipili ng barbero. Don't worry, sinisigurong kompleto sa clearances and requirements ang barberong nasa app. Pwedeng book now or advanced scheduling. Cashless ang transactions through GCash, Maya or credit card. Kauna-unahang app ito sa Pilipinas. Nagge-generate pa ng points every time gamitin ang app na pwedeng i-convert as discount for your next services. Convenient, di ba? Nasaan ka man, basta gupit, Bob's app. Just download the app on Play Store and Apple Store today. Mga kababs, nais ma-discover ang iyong talent sa paggugupit? Ipakilala mo kung sino ka with Bob's app. Basta't may phone at internet, may trabaho ka. Valid ID at NBI lang ang requirements. 80% ang income mula sa total amount ng service availed by customers na nag-book sa'yo. Customer pays the transportation fee through the app. Through e-wallet, makukuha ang commission. Good ranking barbers can expect additional benefits and gifts. Dream shop ba ka mo? Sa Bob's app, may virtual shop ka na. Download the app on Play Store and App Store today. Basta gupit, Bob's app. May barbershop ka? Nais ma-level up ang paghahanap ng customers? Gawing higit sa pang-Usapang Barbershop mo. Gawing pang-home services pa with Bob's app. Bagong paraan ito para mas kumita at makilala ang shop mo. 80% ang income mula sa total service availed ng customers na nag-book sa shop mo. Cashless ang transaction. Sagot ni customer ang transportation fee. Easy to get pa ang commission through e-wallet. Owner's valid ID, DTI, and business permit lang ang requirements. Download the app on Play Store and App Store now. Basta gupit,
Kahit mga ganito
Bob's
kalayo
app.
na sa mic.
Ganito kalayo lang.
Oo.
Oo, ganyan.
Yeah.
Hindi, pwede namang ano.
Okay.
Kaysa mag-weak yung audio. Medyo, I don't know.
Gustong
Okay,
magpagupit pero hassle lumabas at
Boss, thank you
nakakainip
ulit.
maghintay?
Thank you so
Mas
much.
nanaisip magpa-home service? Pwedeng-pwede yan sa Bob's app. Pambata man o pang matanda, kayo ang pipili ng barbero. Don't worry, sinisigurong kompleto sa clearances and requirements
Questions
ang
pala, Will.
barberong nasa app.
Questions.
Pwedeng book now or advanced scheduling. Cashless ang transactions through GCash, Maya or credit card. Kauna-unahang app
Pang-ilan
ito
na to?
sa Pilipinas. Nagge-generate pa ng points every
1.5.
time gamitin ang app na pwedeng i-convert as discount for your next
1.5 is the
services.
earliest, 2 is the
Convenient,
max.
diba? Nasaan ka man, basta gupit, Bob's app. Just download the app on Play Store and Apple Store today. Mga kababs, nais ma-discover ang iyong talent sa paggugupit? Ipakilala mo kung sino ka with Bob's app. Basta't may phone at internet, may trabaho ka. Valid ID at NBI lang ang requirements. 80% ang income mula sa total amount ng service availed by customers na nag-book sa'yo. Customer pays the transportation fee through the app. Through e-wallet, makukuha ang commission. Good ranking barbers can expect additional benefits and gifts. Dream shop ba ka mo? Sa Bob's app, may virtual shop ka na. Download the app on Play Store and App Store today. Basta gupit, Bob's app. May barbershop ka? Nais ma-level up ang paghahanap ng customers? Gawing higit sa pang-Usapang Barbershop mo. Gawing pang-home services pa with Bob's app. Bagong paraan ito para mas kumita at makilala ang shop mo. 80% ang income mula sa total service availed ng
First,
customers
nag-video
na
monitor,
nag-book sa
okay,
shop
okay,
mo.
okay, tanong ko dyan.
Cashless
Good.
ang transaction.
Budget,
Sagot ni customer ang transportation fee. Easy to get pa ang commission through e-wallet. Owner's valid ID, DTI, and business permit lang ang requirements. Download the app on Play Store and App Store now. Basta
Yung last
gupit,
time natin.
Bob's app.
Malapit lang yun dito, di ba?
Gustong magpagupit pero hassle lumabas at nakakainip maghintay? Mas nanaisip magpa-home service? Pwedeng-pwede yan sa Bob's app. Pambata man o pang matanda, kayo ang pipili ng barbero. Don't worry, sinisigurong kompleto sa clearances and
Okay,
requirements
let's go.
ang barberong
Let's do
nasa app. Pwedeng book now or advanced scheduling. Cashless ang transactions through GCash, Maya, or credit card.
Yo, what up? Welcome
up,
to
brother?
our next episode of Usapang Barbero. Episode what, Maji?
36.
36, together with Kuya
36.
Antonio.
Yes.
Yes.
What's up, guys?
What's
How's it
up?
Good. Oh man, thank you for this opportunity again.
Yes.
Alam ko nakakailang thank you na ako kanina pa eh.
Maraming salamat din sa pag-intindi sa kakulitan ko sa'yo, Kuya Antonio.
Wala. Ako nga yung nagpapa-adjust parati kasi, it's been erratic my schedule.
Yeah.
Well, most of the time. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I confirmed once a while ago, pero there
Move.
were some things that I had to do. So, yeah, my apologies for
No, it's okay.
Oh, we
We
understand.
fully understand.
And we like busy people.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of learnings.
I actually hate the word busy.
Okay.
It's one thing that I remove from my vocabulary because it hinders me from opportunity.
Wow. Wow.
Every time you say that you're busy,
Mm,
you're telling
yeah.
someone that to fuck off,
Yeah.
piss off, but you don't know the opportunity might come.
Yeah.
But I know there's a lot of people that say that no, because people offer such things, different things, and blah. But you haven't heard the story yet, so I want to know what it is about first before I say yes.
That's true.
Okay.
So
That's true.
the reason why people say they're busy because they're tied too much with what they're doing. They don't
Yes.
have the freedom to
Mm.
say yes and say no
Mm.
to things. So that's what I've always been working on. I want to be able to say yes and no to things.
So what do you usually say now?
Yeah, ano yung alternative word mo para sa busy?
I have priorities.
Better.
I just
Yeah,
have certain
better.
priorities that I have to accomplish first.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I hate the word multitasking also because
Okay.
I want to do 1 to 2 things at most at the same time only, not more than that.
Yeah.
Because there's been studies that you can't
You can.
do a lot of things all at the
Mm.
same time at a high level,
Mm.
Yeah.
right?
Wow.
Like I can't even watch a movie and then be checking my phone, right?
Yeah.
You
That's
can.
true.
You can.
You
Makes
can't
sense.
appreciate the movie that
Yes,
you're
yes,
watching.
yes.
Right? Like I there's been a study that the movies have had a declining rate,
Mhm.
not because there's a lot of pirated streams. It's because
the phone.
the new generation doesn't even have time
Mm-hmm.
to watch and sit down and sit still for an hour to 2
2 hours.
to
Yeah.
watch a movie,
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
right?
Yeah.
It's because of social media. Like scroll up.
Yeah.
It kind of gets boring for a lot of viewers
Yeah.
to sit still.
Wow.
Anyway,
Already dropping gems.
I'm not busy. I got
We're just barely getting
priorities.
started. I'm not busy. I just have high priorities right
Subukan
now.
natin gamitin yan.
Yeah. I'm gonna copy onto my clipboard and just paste it. I have high priorities, bro. But no, it makes a perfect sense. It's just what comes out of your mouth, the way you think of things.
Yes.
Right,
Diba?
yeah.
Actually attracts.
Yes.
a lot of things like like saying like, oh no, I have to do this because of that and that. Instead of saying that, you can say have the opportunity to do this,
Mhm.
right? Like
Mm-hmm.
Pero ang ganya nga, ang ganyang pakinggan.
Yeah.
It's better.
Yeah. Because again, like what he said, yung busy is almost saying like fuck off. I have a lot of
I mean, we all say we're busy to like telemarketers,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
People who call us like, oh, I just
I'm
need
busy.
5 minutes of your time, and then the easiest answer is like, I'm busy.
Yeah.
Call another time, and
Yeah.
then it becomes a norm for you to say that because you're too tied up with your work
Mm-hmm.
or your business and all that stuff. But every time I try my best to say yes to
Yeah.
any opportunity because you never know what may come with it. Like
That's true.
I didn't say no to this.
Yeah.
I could have
yeah,
easily
yeah.
said no. I have other priorities,
Yes.
but here we are.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
She's an old friend.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you. With the term of priorities,
Mhm.
how do you set it by boundaries? Like, ito yung mas prioritize sa akin. How do you?
Oh, your priority should always be your happiness. If it adds
There you
value to
go.
you, then you should absolutely start with that. Like
Mm-hmm.
if it makes you happy, first and foremost, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Like a content creator asked me recently, like I want to shift content from doing A to B. I
Mm.
don't want to say what his content is, but I want to shift from content A to content B, and it's been doing that content for like 7 years now. And,
Mm.
Wow.
and I already know that he's not happy with what he's doing for the past 7 years. And I said, like, you have the power to change your mind
Yes.
Mm.
anytime. It's not because you want to please those, hundreds of thousands of followers that you have, and
Mhm.
shift from type A content to type B. I mean, you might lose, a lot of percent of your followers, like
True.
90% of followers. But at the end of the day, does it make you happy?
Mhm.
If it
Mm.
does, then go for it.
There you go.
Right? So
Yeah.
follow whatever makes you happy first, and don't give in that mumbo jumbo that that, oh, I got bills to pay and stuff
Mm.
like that. Of
Yeah.
course, we all have
We all
bills
have.
to pay. There are certain things that we need to prioritize making money, but also your mental health matters too.
Yes.
Like, people who prioritize like their work first above their happiness. I mean, do you see them like always smiling and happy with what they're doing? Like,
True.
Yeah.
right?
True.
Yeah.
Mm.
Makes perfect sense.
That first, for me, happiness first. Second thing, if it adds value to me.
Damn.
Because if it doesn't add value to me, then why should I say yes to that
Mm.
opportunity?
Mm.
Yes.
Mm.
Like,
Mm.
I own an ad agency.
Yes.
And the thing is, the first thing I want to know is what's my cap?
Mhm.
For me, every time I start a new business, that who's at the top of this business that I'm venturing in?
Mhm.
Anytime. Like, I want to go into this business. Okay, who's top dog?
Mm.
Yes.
And is that the cap that I
Mhm.
want to reach?
Okay.
Right? Is that a cap I want to reach? If it is, then I'll go for it.
Mm.
And if
Yes.
it's not, like, okay, so that's it. If I do the same thing, like 80% of what he or she does, then that's what I'm gonna be. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anytime like someone asks me for a business, like, oh, I want to do an app for this and that and that and that. Okay, so who's at the top of that right now? Well, this. They're like that. Okay, so are you happy being on
The
that,
second. Yeah.
like that cap in like the next 2 to 5 years? If
Yeah.
yes, go
Mm.
for it. If not, like, no. Like, my staff, like, who's a photographer, and he said that he wants to be the one of the best photographers
Mhm.
out there. He
Mhm.
said, okay, look at your cap. Who's at the top of your list?
Yes.
Mark Nickdal, Xander Angeles,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Those guys. How much they get paid
Yeah.
for every shoot? Like $500,000
Yeah.
per shoot. Okay, is that the cap that you want? Then go for it,
Uh-huh.
right?
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Daddy.
Makes sense.
So if it adds value to you, then say yes.
Yes.
For me, I think being here with you guys has value.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Man.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you. If I could just implement it even more to make it louder, for the guests. Man, but it,
Yeah,
it totally makes
I
sense.
say no to a lot of podcasts.
Wow.
I say no.
Tumayo yung balahibo ko eh.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We gotta give a shout out to the place also.
Of course.
First experience namin to na merong ganitong lighting eh. So I was just like, wow, it's, like sometimes like what he just said, you just gotta go sometimes. And then you don't know what's behind the door.
Mm-hmm.
And look at what happened to us. This is what's behind the door, and we're able to experience finally something that we haven't experienced. And at the same time, value. Actually, dalawang gems na yung nadadrop ni...
Mismo. Kanina pa nga siya
Diba sa
nagbibito ng
tama?
mga gems eh.
Kaya nga eh. Marami na sumasalo dyan.
Like, the thing that I absolutely hate is
Mm.
that when there's an opportunity and you don't see it, just because you're looking at things that only add value to you in the short term.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yes.
people exchange a lot of short term happiness for long term gains.
Wow.
Like, you don't get fit like in one day,
Oh, nah.
Yes.
right? So you do those things over and over again for the next 30 days and you don't see much,
Mm.
Yes.
right? But you do that for the next 6 months and you see a difference. Right?
Difference. Yes.
Yes.
Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not
Yes.
working,
Yes.
Yes.
right? So a lot of people just give up right away. Like, that's the reason why I don't even do pilot podcasts. When someone invites me, oh, yeah, I want to invite you, or bro, I want to invite you to my podcast or my show. And okay, I ask them, like, okay, what episode will I be in? If I'm in that, like, the top first 6 episodes, like, I'm
Mhm.
gonna be there.
Mhm.
Because I know most people that start podcasts in their first 6 to 12 episodes, they don't end up doing more. Like,
Oh, is that what you said when we said 36? You're
yeah.
Yeah, so-
Oh.
And I
Yeah.
always have a challenge to a lot of people, like saying, okay, I want you to make me my 50th, your 50th guest, or
Yeah.
your 100th guest. Why? Because you've
Sets a
already
goal.
done the work.
yeah.
That's consistency. I've seen you do like 50 podcasts in like a year or 6 months.
Yes.
It means that you're really serious about this.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you're not like after like, I want to get like 20,000 viewers right away. It doesn't
No.
happen overnight.
No.
You're building a community for yourself
Correct.
Yes.
and for all the things that you want to accomplish.
Yes.
Mhm.
Right? So
Yes.
it's
definitely
not
true.
it's not happy. It's not good like when you're like in episode like 100 and then you're looking at your views is like 10, 20, 50,
Yeah.
100
Yeah.
and it's not what you expect.
Yeah.
Right? So you give up.
Yeah.
A lot of them give up.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people don't get back to me. Like, okay, we've done 50.
Yeah.
Can we get you? That's why I've only said like I think to 3 people again when
Yeah.
they ask like, okay, you're episode 50.
Yeah.
And there's one person that has done more, and I'm the one begging him to put me in his podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
An international podcast that's gone to like more than 250 podcasts already, and they're one of the biggest ones. And I'm always emailing him to put me in his podcast. But he asked me to be in his top 20 podcast episodes.
Before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do 100
Yeah.
and get back to me. Now I'm the one chasing him.
Yeah.
It's a good thing
Yes, it
for
is.
him.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So let's try to see him again on a 100th episode.
Oo naman. Malapit na yan.
That's a challenge. I like that.
Right?
I like that. I like the way he said that. How kasi that's the challenge for the person that's doing the podcast. Is like, man, you got to be a man of your word at the end of the day. Because sinabi mo yun, so you have to be consistent
Yes.
during. True character shows when things gets hard.
Yeah, bro. Always.
It's always hard at first.
Yes.
But because you're doing a snowball effect on things, like you're trying to build things up slowly and slowly,
Mhm.
right? It becomes bigger and bigger and
Mhm.
just goes on from there.
Yes.
But it doesn't happen overnight.
Oh, of
No.
course. Nothing happens overnight.
No.
Like the reason why I started like a podcast in 2018, I remember, is
Yes.
because I was so camera shy.
Mhm.
I'm an introvert, but I'm a selective extrovert. That's a term that I found out through a psychologist. Like, oh, you're a selective extrovert. It means I just select opportunities where I become an extrovert,
Yeah.
but I'm really an introvert.
Okay.
There's a lot of misconceptions about introverts and extroverts. Like
Yeah.
Bill Clinton is an introvert,
Mm.
yet he's the president. He was the president of the United States.
United States.
Wow.
That's an introvert,
Yeah.
right? There's this Barbara Streisand. She's an introvert, but she gets stage fright
Mm.
every time she goes in performance. She has to do a ritual before she actually perform.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Thousands of performances in front of people, and she still has stage fright
Wow.
because she's an
Parang hindi naman siguro nawawala yung stage fright.
Yeah.
Parang hindi rin nawawala yung stage fright. Every time that I'm going to perform, there is a nerve,
Oh yeah, for sure.
every
Like-
big nerve na kailangan ko i-overcome.
Like me, I've done over 100 talks in auditoriums, small
Mm,
audiences.
Yes.
I've had an audience of more than 3,000 people attend. That's probably one of my biggest
Wow.
draw. Doesn't go away. The thing
Mm.
is, once you just focus on things that you're good at and you don't bullshit on those things, you're gonna be talking for hours and hours.
Yes.
Like when people ask me, okay, what can I do to like when I do talks? Like, okay, my question is, for example, in time now it's like 4:30, and like by
Yes.
5 p.m. you're gonna go into a room with 500 people waiting for you to talk about one thing and one thing only.
Mhm.
What's that one topic you can talk about for like at least 30 minutes?
Yeah.
You already know.
Yeah.
Like, you could be a passable addict, or
Mm.
Yeah.
you like talk about hair.
Yeah.
Example.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you can talk about that for hours. You could do a TED talk
Yes.
Mm.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like that for an hour.
Yeah.
For sure, maybe even 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But you know your thing. But if I ask you, can you do a talk about accounting? Ano, don't disrespect your math skills.
Yes. Yeah. That's true.
Right?
Yeah. I'll be like 2 seconds.
That's why
1+1.
you just focus on things that you're good at.
Yes.
Like other things.
That's
So
true.
a lot of people can become, from introverts become extrovert on that moment alone,
Yeah.
because they can just do their thing,
Yeah.
what they're good at, right?
Since you brought that up, Because okay, now we're on his business, diba?
Mm.
You being the introvert,
Mhm.
but you established an ad agency, correct? Yes.
Yeah.
How were you able to process that? Kasi syempre yung parang
Oh, it's been a long time coming.
Okay.
I'm not a graduate of any marketing and stuff. My course in college was computer applications. So it's more 50% accounting,
Mm.
which I'm horrible at. I failed
Yeah.
trigonometry in third year high school, bro.
yeah.
I'm bad at accounting. And then half of it was computer. So none of it related to that. All I
Yeah.
did was just study human behavior
Okay.
Yeah.
and how they buy.
Yeah.
So what I did before was one of the things I did before was just every week I would find a day, and that was usually Tuesday or Wednesday, where I just sit down, no phone, sit down in a mall and just watch how people work on like in a mall.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Their buying tendencies. Why would they buy from a store like this? Why would they buy this drink from
Yes.
this store? So I would just sit down, just watch people for about 2 to 3 hours and see their buying tendencies.
Yeah.
Why they buy things.
Wow.
And then it just that thing stemmed from that. So I just learned a lot of studied more books, interned for a lot of the biggest ad agencies here in the Philippines, and then from
Mhm.
there, it's just a matter of applying it to your own thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just my own brand, for example, like Soul Slam.
Yes.
Mm.
That's the first thing that I did. So I applied everything that I learned from my mentors like Derek Robbie Carmona, Ricky Reyes, and
Wow.
working at Macan for a while. So all those things combined, gaining those experience.
Yeah.
So that's always what I would say to someone who's in their 20s, like gain so much experience, like work for free if you must.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You're gaining things that you're not gonna learn from school.
That's true.
You're learning firsthand from those who are at
Yeah.
your
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
If you're working for an owner of like an ad agency like me, if I work for an owner ad agency, and you see yourself being that also, so that's your cap. So you're learning from them for
Mhm.
free, and
Mm,
sometimes
yeah.
you might even get paid.
Yes.
The most
That's
I got
true.
paid working for an ad agency back then was just 15,000 pesos.
Yeah.
This was late 2000, 2008, 2007 to around 2010.
Yeah.
But I never had experience in marketing, sales, or branding. None of those.
Wow.
So
Yeah. Isn't that it's a crazy thing to hear sometimes. Sometimes the success of people hindi na nila pinag-aralan yun eh.
Totoo yan.
Yeah, I didn't go to school for app. I didn't go to school for videos. Nothing. But we can revert back to how we started the podcast was the happiness. Once that thing makes you happy, you top prioritize it.
it does.
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you just have when you're going against stuff, you just find the reason why you even started it in the first place.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because getting from point A to point Z is hard, but a lot of people don't even talk about the process of going from point B
B.
to point Y.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
That in between, like when you start and then the song can we skip to the good part?
Yes,
You
yes,
can't
yes.
skip to the good part. Like people
Shout out to the
people
writer.
will say like, oh, this person just got lucky and that's why he's in this room sitting down.
Yeah.
No, it's not like an industry plan or whatever.
Yeah.
The things that you did and from point B to Y are things that a lot of people don't see,
Mm.
That's true. That's true.
right?
Yeah.
Especially in this world right now that we live in, we're built to be like it didn't happen if it's not on camera.
Yeah.
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 Isn't that crazy? What's your guys' thoughts with that? Like, let's say, yo, bro, I went to I don't know, New York.
Yeah,
Bro, I didn't see any posts.
yeah,
Are you fucking around with me? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because people are so ano na sa social media. What's your thought of that? That's kind of like syempre
know.
advertising and
I think it's a generational thing. Like everything needs. I've seen a meme before
Mhm.
wherein someone bumps their head somewhere.
Yeah.
For different generations, from a boomer, Gen X, millennial to Gen Z.
Yeah.
Like
Boomer,
the
Gen
like
X.
the boomer and the Gen X, they bump their head and it's like to brush it off.
Yeah.
The millennial like tells a friend about it. Then
Yeah.
the Gen Z
Gen Z.
posts about it like, oh, I bumped my head.
Yeah.
So it happened.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's maybe a generational thing. I mean, I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with that, but
Mm.
that's how the time is now. Like,
Yes.
everything's seen like through a lens.
Yes.
Everything is documented.
Documented.
Yes.
The whole history of the world is in the internet.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's true. AI stuff.
Yeah.
But it's the perfect era for his business. This is the perfect era.
Yeah.
How competitive is it now than then?
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking,
It
boss,
is.
how long has it been? Yung advertising.
I've done gear advertising since 2021.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been a consultant since 2008.
Mm.
So just me myself, like not having any manpower,
Mhm.
from 2008 to around uh 2018. I think 2018 was the first time I hired someone,
That's a decade, bro.
as in-house to do the social media
Yeah.
content for a brand.
Mm.
Yeah.
That was the first time I hired someone.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was just all me doing.
Nice.
Like, people think like I hired people to uh handle the social media of, let's say, Soul Slam.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's just all me. Like, from the moment I woke up to the time before before I slept, I posted something.
Yeah.
So it's a grind.
Yeah.
It's a grind. Like, so because I couldn't afford to hire people.
Mm.
Wow.
Felt like I was micromanaging my own business,
Yeah.
right? But so you're always learning.
Yeah.
Of course.
There's always learnings to the things that you are in at. Like, for example, me being in advertising and marketing. So I'm always learning. I'm trying to learn from someone, like, on a podcast, an
Mm.
audiobook, or
Yeah.
a book.
Yeah.
I always read books about marketing, sales, branding.
Yeah.
All those things that interest me.
Yeah.
And my hobby. So I go on. So it's a never-ending learning.
Of course.
Like when you assume that you already know
That's a
enough,
trap.
that's a trap. Yeah,
That's
It's
it.
a trap.
That's a trap.
Yeah.
The moment you assume that you know everything already, that's where you're going downhill. But
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've heard so many people say like, oh,
Alam
bro,
ko na
I'm the one
yan.
that I'm like the LeBron James of doing this
Uh,
shit right here.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
then
Yeah.
2 years after, you don't even see that person anymore because someone already has toppled them
Yeah.
on
Shine.
what
Yeah.
they do.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you're always thankful for the things that you've learned, but at the same time, you're always hungry for more.
Yes.
Like the hunger, like you as a barber, for example,
Yes.
or you as a performer, you never stop
Never.
doing what you want, like what you're good at.
Yes.
Hmm.
So you're thankful that you have that skill, right?
Mhm.
But at the same time, you're always trying to learn like different types
New
of
things.
Yes.
techniques,
Mm.
styles,
Cuts.
right?
Yes.
Like you're always in the know on that, but because once you stop, like once it gets into your head, like, oh no, I'm the top honcho here. I'm the
No.
big guy. I'm the one. I'm number one.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are gonna be aiming for your number one spot.
Yeah.
Yes, bro.
Right?
Number 2 is always around the corner. Just know that, everyone. Number 2.
So you don't stop.
Yeah.
Like, for example, your app, for example, Babs, it could be number one now,
Mhm.
but then if you don't take care of it, you don't take care of your community growing.
Mhm.
After that, then someone is gonna take over you,
Of course.
right?
Of course.
So it never stops.
You just gotta innovate. Think,
Right.
think, grind. Just keep moving forward.
Open ears. Open ears.
Yeah, man. Going back to the years that you put in to build where you're at now.
Mm.
Can you vividly picture on how you started dun sa small place mo na sinasabi mo kanina? How did you start? Like, ikaw lang mag-isa?
No, I didn't have an office. Like when
Yeah.
I started doing Soul Slam events, I didn't have an office. I didn't even know how to do retail. Like I opened my first retail store, I know, in 2012, and I didn't know how to handle like a retail business.
Yeah.
So I've always been employed
Yeah.
ever since. And then, it was a blessing in disguise. I got retrenched from working in a call center in 2010.
Mhm.
I think 2010, yeah. And then I found out how, like, that there's a community for people who like sneakers. So
Yeah.
I just grew from there. Like, you develop something, like, you just find gaps.
Mm.
Yeah.
You're finding gaps, and then you're the ones filling those gaps.
Yeah.
like entrepreneurs are problem solvers,
Yes.
but
Yes.
specific problem solvers.
Yes.
It's not you can't solve,
The universe.
you can solve everything
Yeah.
by yourself, but you can solve a specific problem and then present the solution for a price.
Yeah.
Yes.
Babs.
Babs.
Price.
Yes.
That's always the thing. So if if there's a problem, there's a service that
Yes.
you can provide, and that
Yes.
service is what's gonna set you off
Yeah.
for life.
That's
Right?
true.
Like, so you fill in the gaps. Like me, I fill in the gap before for like sneaker community,
Mhm.
hungry to showcase their being connoisseurs about sneakers and streetwear and all those. So it just stems from there.
Yeah.
Like when I started another business, it's another thing. So
Yeah.
it's always about seeing where's the gap that
Yeah.
you see, and then how can you fill that gap,
Yeah.
right?
There you go. Fill the void.
Like entertainment, for example.
Yeah.
Right? Entertainment is about entertaining people.
Yes.
Specific type of genre. So if people don't like your music, then there's someone else that will appreciate your
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
Right? Like you always will have people who don't like your music. That's fine. But the thing is, for those people that appreciate you,
Yeah.
you go where you're actually appreciated, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that you're not being followed here. Doesn't mean that you don't have other followers in this side, right?
Yeah.
It's just that didn't find you yet,
Yes.
right? Your target audience did not find you yet.
Yes.
Because you're creating an audience for yourself.
Yeah.
Right. So and that's hard. That's a hard thing. Finding the people that actually are livid for you, those who want to find you,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's same with products.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how good your product is if people don't know about your product, then
Yeah.
right. So you have to. One thing that I learned during my time like in marketing, and I've learned it from the late great Virgil Abloh. I met
Angelo Ablo, yes.
in first in 2015, but in 2016 when I had the chance to sit down with him and say, how did you grow that brand really fast?
Yeah.
And he says like take care of your community, because if your first 100 people believe you, there's gonna be 1,000 more, and 1,000 is to 100,000. 100,000. It's always about 10x.
Okay.
I
Okay.
was talk with um um Chinese entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And I always ask them, how do you grow businesses? It's always about 10xing everything.
Okay.
Like how can I make this singular thing become 10x,
Yeah.
and how fast, and how much is my burn to
Yes.
get there,
Yes.
and how much operational expense like manpower and everything do I need to
Mhm.
get to that from point here to point there,
Yeah.
and is that going to be worth it for me, and
Yeah.
can I handle that point in between
Mm-hmm.
that thing?
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't take that burn, then you shouldn't go forward.
Okay. Yeah.
Like how long will it take you to get to this,
Yeah.
right? It's always 10x game.
Okay.
Next game.
How
I'll
fast
remember
can
that.
you reach
Yeah.
that? It's not just, some people call it doubles game.
Yeah.
I think what really works is 10xing what you currently have.
Yeah.
And because us as a business, we help a lot of businesses through our ad agency 10x their business.
Yeah.
Like what they're currently performing, what's your baseline? That's why it's important to know what's your baseline. Where are you at right now in terms of your business? What's your 1x right now? Okay,
Yeah.
we're here, 1 million. Okay. So how do we get from 1 million to 10 million
million.
monthly sales?
Yes.
So you 10x that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so what do we need to do? What current resources do we have?
Mm-hmm.
Right? What's your current challenge?
Yes.
Right? What do you have right now? What tools do you have for you to reach that? Right? If you don't have that, what do you need?
Yeah.
And if you can acquire that, how can you acquire those
Yes.
tools for you to reach that?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Is it external or is it internal? So
Mm-hmm.
you have to know all those things so that you can move forward. Because if you're stuck like that, for example, you have a business and you say, how long has your business been going on? It's like 24 months, 2
Yes.
years. Okay, and still not grown. So the thing is, if it hasn't grown that much, then the thing is, you have to know, is that reason you, or it's just that business has not grown because there are certain things that you have overlooked.
Yes.
right? Because if you do the same thing over and over again and there's
Something's
no
wrong.
growth with it,
Mm.
then
Yeah.
you're not running a business, you're running a hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
It's not a
Yeah.
business you're running. If it's like business is always like this,
Yes.
ups and
Volatile.
downs,
Oo.
ups and downs.
Oo.
It's you know what's like this? It's a job.
Yeah.
You know what to
Yes.
expect on the 15th, the 30th,
Yes,
15th,
yes,
30th,
yes,
you know what to
mismo.
expect. But in a business like this,
Yeah.
when you ask someone how's your business doing, it's okay, it's alright.
Yeah.
It means that it's like this,
Yeah.
right?
Oh.
But when you say a business has ups and downs, like it's up and down, then you know there are peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
your business,
That's the right term.
right?
Yeah.
That's how business are. It's
Yes.
never. Sorry.
That's okay.
So yeah. So it's not like it's fixed.
Yeah.
Also gonna be ups and downs for your business.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is the ideal duration kung paano makita na the business is actually working? Sinasabi kasi nila ibang mga negosyanteng kilala ko. Sinasabi nila ng trial for ang lagi nilang tinitignan sa negosyo nila kung mag-work ba siya o hindi is just a duration from 1 to 6 months.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Which one again? Sorry.
For example, kasi ang mga negosyanteng kilala ko, pag meron silang mga bagong negosyo,
They give it 6 months.
ang trial nila is 6 months. If after 6 months wala pa rin growth,
Because
this-
that's their burn.
That's how much they have.
That's their operational expense. Like for example, you start a cart business. For
Mm.
example, like you start a food cart business.
yeah, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And you have funding for the next 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then it goes from there, right? The data is out there. Like 100, only a handful of businesses, for example, 100 businesses that open their food business in the first year, 90% of them shut down.
Yeah.
And those 10, if you make those 10 that survive the first year, only one of them will survive
Mm-hmm.
5 years.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the percentage that you're actually
Survival
looking
rate.
at. 'Cause a lot of people don't really study the business that they're going into.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us
Don't know.
don't know. Like I never knew what business I'm going in, but just
Yeah.
you figure it out. But that's the reality of it.
Yes, true.
At least you have to do your body of work.
Yeah.
Like do some study. Like at least do some internships if you have to with other businesses that are the same as yours, right? You probably intern for a barber shop back then also, right?
Yeah. From one of my friends.
See?
Yeah. He was just teaching me
You
how to
didn't just
cut.
open your own
No.
instantly. Right?
No.
So you work with the kings, like someone that's already in that business. You
Yeah.
learn from them.
Yeah.
So it's learning from experience.
Yes.
So 6 months, yeah, it could be 6 months, but it could be more. You
Mm.
could be doing it for a year and say like you review it. One of the things I learned from my mentors who has over 250 brands here in the Philippines.
Wow.
He said that I asked him before, like, how do you know which business that you have to
Let go.
let go and which
Mm.
business you need to put more funding into?
Mm,
And
mm,
he says like this: at the end of the year, end of the fiscal year, we look at our top 10% and we look at our bottom 10%.
Yeah.
Right. And if I look at the 10%, what can I do to add more fire to it, for it to burn even more?
Yeah.
And see how it will grow even further
Mhm.
and help it grow more. And then he'll look at his bottom 10% and see like, okay, if we put in more money into this, like or more of this, more of that, not just money, but other things, attention to it, can it get out of that bottom 10%?
Yeah.
And if they say no, then they let go.
Yeah.
Like because he said one thing that clear stood out for me. He said, money is not a magic wand.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
an amplifier.
Okay.
Right? One thing you have to understand is that, let's say, he said it's like this: if you have a business that makes 1 million a month, for example,
Yes.
and you say, wow, your business makes a million a month. For some people, it's like, whoa, that's big.
Whoa. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
The thing
yeah,
is,
true.
your expenses monthly is 1.1 million.
Yeah.
May utang ka pa.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're burning more than you're actually
Earning.
Earning.
making.
Yes.
So if an investor comes in and say like, okay, how much? If he sees that, he's not gonna put in money because
Yeah.
that business will lose more money.
Yeah.
right? Because he's already burning more than what he's making,
Yes.
right? But if you have business, let's say you make you just watch Shark Tank,
Yeah.
okay, and
All
they,
the
they,
time.
they look at the numbers, right? If your business is making 1 million and then your operational expense is only a tenth of it, they're salivating.
Yeah. They want to invest
What?
in you.
You make $1 million annually, and you're only spending 100,000.
Yeah.
So you're making 900,000, and
Mhm.
that's your burn. Yes, okay, I want in because they know that if they put in $10 million into a $1 million business, that can be 10x.
10x.
It can be a
Yeah.
100 million business.
Yeah.
That's the basic premise of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how investors will look at it. That's why
Yeah.
when I work, because I've brokered 7 businesses already that's grown and scaled, and then we've sold it to venture capitalists and bigger companies. That's what they always look at.
Yeah.
Like, if I put in more money, will it make more money?
Hmm.
That's the
Mhm.
basic premise of it. That's why
Mhm.
they're funding it.
Yeah.
They're looking at, okay, if I put in our system here,
Mhm.
it and we add funds to it, more marketing, better people, people doing this and that. Will it make more money? Yes. If that's the answer, yes, then they'll go for it.
Yeah.
But if you're losing money, no
Yeah.
one in their right mind will spend more money
Yeah.
for it to lose more money.
Yeah. So you're on your own, buddy.
Yeah.
So you make it.
But if that business is, making you happy,
Yeah.
and you can afford it, like,
Why not?
if you're making 1 million and then you're spending 1 million also, so you're netting zero,
Yeah.
Mm.
does it make you happy? If yes, then you need another business
Yeah.
that will generate
To
money for
sustain
you,
the other,
right?
the dream.
because that one is your hobby.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a hobby that you have,
There you go.
right?
Man.
Very good.
That was just an intro.
A lot of learnings,
He
man.
was asking us how long the podcast would be. And we were just on the intro. Oh man.
Yeah.
That's a good tip. Sana maraming kayo
Natutunan.
nakuha dun
Grabe yun.
with that. Yeah, that was a good one. So before we get started, brother, let's introduce. Yeah, we haven't even
We haven't
started yet.
started with the questions yet.
you already asking questions.
Before we get started, let's introduce some of Babs Apis.
Yes. Me?
Yeah,
All right.
go for it.
Babs That App is a home service barber booking app where you can book your barber right through your doorstep. Ang pinakailangan mo lang gawin is to download ang Babs That App sa Google Play Store or Apple Store. And if you are a barbershop owner or a barbershop, kindly please just download babs.partner. And all you have to provide is your police clearance, valid ID, and NBI clearance. And then, pasok ka na.
Yeah. Okay, let's go get
The
started
questions.
with the questions.
Go start with number 2.
Okay. Originally, boss, tiga saan po kayo?
I was born in Quezon City,
Okay.
but I spent almost 4 decades in Parañaque,
Wow.
my
Wow.
hometown.
So now, tiga Parañaque na po kayo.
Yes, yeah,
I see.
Parañaque, yeah.
Oh, it's not that far from here.
Yeah.
I was born in Quezon City in Dituason, and then we moved to Parañaque in 1985, I think.
Wow.
And then so
Oh.
I've always been a South
South
person ever since.
Yeah.
My mother's from Batangas. My father's province. They're from Zamboanga, but I've never been to Zamboanga. But
Yeah.
It's weird. I have a growing up. I have a weird accent. I have a Batangueño
Accent.
/ American accent
Yeah.
growing up. So it's weird. When I was a kid growing up, like from grade 1, I think the earliest grade school
Yeah.
till college, every year, my mom would swap from going to Batangas, staying there for 2 months,
Mhm.
and then next summer going to US for 2 months, and then
Yeah.
next summer, her family, my relatives in Batangas, and then so on and so forth. So it's like that.
Yeah.
So every time at start of the year, like I have a weird
Accent.
accent, and then next year it's gonna be even weirder accent because
Yeah.
you're a Batangueño speaking
English.
California English.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I have that weird accent. So I know how to speak Batangueño
Mm.
sort of still, and then have conversations with my cousin in
Yeah.
in LA.
Yeah.
growing up. So that's something I always remember. But I always be thankful for those because my 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 mom forced me to do that. So I have two different cultures
Yeah.
that I'm
You see.
accustomed to growing up until now. Yeah.
Yeah. Since you brought that up, Sis States, if you were gonna choose, would you stay to live here or done?
I always go where my happiness will be at. Not opportunities because opportunities are always endless no matter where you are.
Boom.
It doesn't matter.
My job.
It doesn't matter where you are at,
Yeah.
as long as you're providing value and you're making yourself happy. It it makes you complete. Then by all means,
Yeah.
right? It's not a knock on people that give up on their
Mm.
own country and then move to another country.
Yeah.
That's your hustle. I respect that. Like
Yeah.
those, example, study nursing in the Philippines, and they go to another country, make more money. That's your thing. Go
Yeah.
go do that. I'm not
Stopping you.
I'm not stopping you from doing that.
Yeah.
For people that gave up on their hopes and dreams here and then moving to another country to make their own,
Yeah.
yeah, it's probably because they gave up on themselves
Yes.
that easily. That's what I would say.
Possible.
Opportunities where you make it.
Yeah.
Opportunities always where you are at
Yeah.
because you're making the most of those opportunities
Amen.
that you have.
That's right.
For me, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Hey.
That's a good one.
All right, Kuya. Current work and business. Kamusta your current work and business?
Current work.
Or is there
Yeah.
other businesses
Or other
outside from
than this?
We do a lot of other things. I'm helping my venture into another new business. She's starting her common business.
Mm,
So it's
that's cool, right?
I don't say it's tutoring, but
Yeah.
it's centers around math,
Hmm.
which I'm not good at. Math and reading.
Yeah.
So those two things. So it's been something that she's been looking at for quite some time. So I've been supporting her with that. We also do forex trading. So we do
Oh.
currency trading, US dollar, euro,
Yeah.
yen, RMB. So we do forex trading. It's been something that we've been doing ever since I was, as far as I can remember,
Wow.
as a kid.
Ever since you were.
Wow.
Because our
Hmm.
family's been in the trading and also in the pawn shop business ever since. Like I remember being 9 or 8 and being a cashier at the pawn shop, sitting down.
Yes. Convert.
I remember handing 20 pesos, 30 pesos, doing
Yeah.
that work
Yeah.
Oh.
for the business. And I think going to school and selling mga kakanin.
Mm,
School
sapin-sapin.
yeah, sapin-sapin. I would buy groceries and then sell them at school. So it's me being an
Yeah.
entrepreneur. So
Oh.
probably that's always been who I am innate. Like,
Yeah.
not just being, I don't want to say it like being a hustler, but always selling something. Because I believe that we're always going to be salesmen.
Yes.
All of us. We're always selling something. You're selling an app,
Yeah.
right? For some, as an entertainer, you're selling your music,
Yes.
Yes.
right?
Yes.
If you have a wife or a girlfriend, you're always selling where you're gonna eat,
Yeah.
True.
or what movie you're gonna watch.
Yes,
Yeah.
true.
You're always gonna be selling.
Yeah.
So it's a skill I think that everyone needs. Even if you're an employee, you're selling to get promoted.
Yes.
You're
Yeah.
selling yourself to get promoted.
It's the mindset. You
Right?
put that.
Everyone's a salesman. They just don't know it.
Yeah.
And-
Unlock, baby.
right?
Yeah.
So sales is an innate skill that everyone should have.
Yes.
Like a lot of people, even as good as an artist as you are, if you don't know how to sell it,
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
you're not going anywhere.
That's right. And that's why there's a marketing agency like him. Yay. If you don't know how to sell it, they're here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why we're here. That's
Agree advertising.
Yes, sir. Well, I think we asked this earlier. Paano ka nagsimula with your career? But I think I want to revise the question to. Remember when you said earlier, at early podcast, you said you were employed first before you moved into a business.
Like when I graduated, the first thing my father did to me was humble me.
Yeah.
He made me work at Seattle's Best Coffee as a barista, earning 7,800 pesos. I still have my paycheck from that. That was around 2003.
Yeah.
That's the first work he put me in. He talked to the owner of Teatro Space, and he said, "Hey, can you have my son work
Yeah.
with just one of your branches?" And he said, "Yeah, sure. No need for a resume. Just go on training." And so I was a barista for
Wow.
6 months. It was
Yeah.
most humbling experience ever.
How was
Yeah.
it? How was it?
Being in the service industry was it's tough,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and earning that much only. Because thing is, when I was in college, that's where I made my first million selling computers. I
Wow.
was building computers before Gilmore.
Gilmore, yes,
Before
yes.
Gilmore was out there, I already was selling computers.
Mm.
That's where I made a lot of money. I knew how to build personal computers
Mhm.
before the laptops came in. Personal computers, the desktops.
Yes.
Yes.
I was building those. I even built one. I remember the first big check I got. It was 5.8 million for a call center. I
Damn.
wanted to set their whole system, and he said, "Can you also do our network?" And even if I didn't know how to, I said, "Yeah,
Yeah. You figure it out.
oh yeah, I know how to."
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
and I asked my classmate in college, that
Yeah.
you have to go up, and then so I went and learned how to do that. So
Damn.
most of the things are just figuring it out. And from there, like I already was selling computers, but I problem was I didn't know how to scale that
The business. Mm.
because I would have had, for example, a PC Express.
Yeah.
business.
Yes.
I
Mm-mm.
remember when I was 20 years old, I said like I wanted to open a computer shop, retail business. I wanted to call it PC Shark.
Yes.
I didn't know how to do it. Like if only there was like YouTube or like Google,
During that time.
I would have had
Yeah.
probably one of the biggest
Yeah.
supply, because I know where the supplies for the motherboard, the RAM, the monitor, the keyboard, mouse, seat, everything. I know where to
Yeah.
get them.
Those are just
I
yeah.
know how to put them all together and then sell them. I just didn't know how to scale it.
Yeah.
Then when Gilmore blew up, I could not price the items that I was selling because my buyer would say, "Oh, how come you're selling for 30K each when
Sa Gilmore.
at Gilmore is only 24?" That was my margin. 6,000 was my margin,
Yeah.
right? So I said, I don't have an answer for that, so I didn't know where to go from there. And then I think 2004, I went to the States. I started doing so many jobs. I remember going from different jobs, from San Diego to LA and ending up in San Francisco, where I lived there for about 2 years and just trying out different things. I was even a caregiver. Proud to say I was a caregiver.
Yeah.
I was a network specialist. Like I would sell I would sell my services, like home service, like fixing computers, like the like a Geek Squad.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I remember it in Craigslist.
Craigslist. Yeah. You'll find
Still-
everything
still
there.
exists today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still no.
So I posted everything on Craigslist, my services, like $100, like to fix computers and stuff. Those are things I did while doing other stuff. I was a demolition team.
Yeah.
I worked-
Wow.
Like I remember, like my specialty back then was bathrooms.
Yes.
You know how to dismantle bathrooms.
Yeah.
Like a skill that I didn't even know I needed.
Yeah.
Right. So I learned so many things, and then I went there with only $800 to my account going to the States.
Yeah.
Went home 2007 with $600. So in other words, I didn't make my footing there.
Yeah.
I was always trying to find
Mhm.
my footing there. Like, okay, I tried so many different jobs, never made it.
Yeah.
And then I started working in a call center. Like I faked it.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know, but my boss probably in one of the call centers would probably say, "This pretended to be a manager when in fact he's only an agent, something
Yeah.
like that." So I pretended like I was a supervisor, and then I applied as a manager. I got the job.
Wow.
So I became an operations manager.
It was. I think. No. I think it's because.
Bro, matagal yun bago ako mag-OM eh.
Yeah.
Matagal na proseso at
Yeah, so
paghihintay.
I I was a as a just super team leader. And like, I think the supervisor's hires
Yeah.
call center. Like, I don't want to name the call center
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
right now my the boss are like my friends.
Yeah.
So I said, so
Love it.
I faked it. So
Yeah.
from earning this much, 15,000. I remember, no, 18. No, for first call center, I made 18,000, 27,000 to 40,000.
OM na yan.
And then from 40, it ballooned to 75,000 as junior operations manager.
Yeah.
And then from junior operations manager, I became an operations director. So I was handling tech support for one of the biggest tech
Ang
companies.
lupit. Iniisip ko
Yeah.
paano mo nagawa yun.
So
No, I can go back to his story going to the States.
yeah.
He tried everything. Yeah. Lahat eh. So pagdating niya dito, man, I'm gonna take this risk. I took that risk over there. Dito pa sa bansa, I'm not gonna take that risk. I think, for me, kasi the experiences that he had, he went through a lot of stuff too. And then boys sa States, bro, it's,
Nag,
So, and when
yeah.
I was working in the call center, I was also working double time, like as a club promoter for clubs in BGC,
yeah.
in the fourth strip. So I was doing cuisine, I was doing embassy, I was doing Asen, all those clubs. I know people in my age would know those clubs were top tier back
Yeah.
then. So I was a club promoter. I remember doon ko nakuha yung kapal na muka.
Yes.
You know that thick face
Yes.
that hindi ako nahihiya
Yes.
because I went to like being, dressed up to go to a gimmick, looking good. Just for me, kasi as a club promoter, you need 15 guests
Mhm.
so that you'll get, I remember, 800 pesos. That's how much I was gonna make. 800 pesos
For
every
15.
night if I brought in 15 people.
15 heads.
15. But if I reach 50, I'll get 5,000 pesos.
Wow.
50,
Okay.
5,000 pesos with a drink, a bottle, like Henny, no, just, I think it was just Jameson,
Yeah,
the cheaper
Jameson.
one, Jack
Hmm.
Daniel stuff.
Yeah.
And then I would sell that bottle.
Okay.
Instead of using that, I would sell that for 3,000. So I would make 8,000. These are
Discarte, boy.
Discarte
Discarte,
talaga.
discarte.
Yeah.
I remember being in the parking lot. I'm already at 47 guests, and like I go to the parking lot, approach cars, and say, "Excuse me, are you guys going to this club? If you are, let me know. I'll bring you in, and
Yeah.
I'll take care of your drinks." And
Yeah.
there's one time, there's this nice. I still remember that car. It's a blue Ferrari.
Yeah.
And approached the guy with his girl and said, "Hey, bro, are you going to blank this club and I'll bring you in." Da, 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 da. Bro, I own this. And he said, "What's your name?"
Yeah.
Because you have the
Yeah.
the balls to
Yeah.
ask a guy that it's intimidating, like
Yeah. And you had the heart to.
right?
Yeah.
And so we became friends, and that's I didn't care.
Yeah.
I
Why
think-
would you?
I
Yeah.
think three of the richest Filipinos that I know of today, I've met being a club promoter because I hung out with them in the early years. Like there was like VIP areas and stuff. And we would bring them there.
You gotta know how to use it, bro.
I still remember them to this day, and so some of my opportunities came from those people because they remember where I started. Like
Yeah.
working in a call center at the same time. On my days off, I was a club promoter
Yeah.
on a Saturday, Sunday, on a Friday night and Saturday night, even Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
So from there, getting those experience,
Yeah.
working also in events, doing
Yeah.
concerts for doing concert events, put me into like the position to where I am at right now. The opportunities that
Yeah.
I have, it's all those.
The grind.
You're forming who you are, your core competencies, who you are as a person. It's not what you're doing now. Like if you're in your 20s, it's what you're doing now. You're in the collect learnings,
Data.
right?
Yeah.
And I mean, you can't compare yourself with someone who's also in your 20s who's doing good
Yes.
right away.
Yes. Yes.
Because
True.
everyone has like their own timelines.
Yes.
Like you both graduated, for example, college. Some already has a good paying job, and
Mm.
you don't. you're jobless, right?
Mhm.
Doesn't mean that he's gonna be more successful
That's
than
very
you,
true.
right? So you can't compare someone's chapter 9 again to your chapter 2.
Two.
Yes.
So you're at chapter 2. He's at chapter 9.
Yes.
Right? It's no. Even if you grew up together
Mhm.
or what, you can't. You just simply can't. You just have to focus on yourself and your own personal growth.
Yes.
Because if you would be focusing on someone else's growth and not yours, then you're gonna be stuck to where you are.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Right? Comparison.
Yeah. Yeah. And I thank you for sharing that story. I mean, because I don't know the story of Sir Antonio this whole time. But now finding out all the things that he did,
Mismo.
it really, you started as mga viewers. It's really going to motivate them. He didn't just land here.
No.
Guys, he didn't just land in the sea.
It's not like this
Yeah.
whatever I have right now is just happened overnight. Like
No.
a lot of things. It's peaks and valleys. A lot of
Yes.
people don't know. Like in 2014, I was like millions in debt.
Yeah.
But you go back to my timeline on social media in 2014, like I put on a good show. That
Yeah.
was a show so that I could sell my company.
Yeah.
I was double digit millions.
Yeah. Yeah,
No one
buddy.
saw it. Like it doesn't mean that you're all that and what have you in social media. That doesn't mean you're doing great.
Mm.
People mas magaling lang sila magtago,
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
right? And the one thing I learned now is that as an entrepreneur, you shouldn't be afraid of debt.
Yeah.
Utang.
Yeah.
Everyone who has big business owe some money because they borrow,
Yeah.
right? For their business. And there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you borrow that to grow that even further.
Yeah.
Like I borrow from banks.
Yeah.
A lot. Like I borrow from all banks that I know. I have good relationships with banks. The thing is, I use that for business, not for personal.
Of course.
Yes,
You
yes.
know how to handle finances. Next important skill that you need to learn
Finance.
is finance.
Yes.
Knowing your shit when it comes to your
Money.
money.
Yes.
What comes into to your account and what goes out of your account is very
Yes.
important. Because the banks call it that you're also gonna check your ADB,
Yes.
your average daily balance,
Hmm.
your movement.
Yes.
When they see that, oh okay, so you're putting 1 million in the account and then you're putting out 1 million after that. Okay, and that's the movement. They see that, okay, so if we lend you a
Mhm.
certain amount, they know that you can bring it back.
Yes.
That's it,
True.
right?
True.
So I would rather have
ADB. Okay.
I would rather have millions in debt from a bank than millions in debt from a person
Yes.
because it has attached emotions.
Yes.
Like we would end our friendship if
Because
I
of
owed him
that.
money because
Yes.
of that. But with banks, I won't even go to jail.
Yeah.
To be honest, like they're just gonna keep on calling me and stuff for that. But that's why you have to maintain relationship with the bank because it's always a transactional thing.
Hmm.
Yes.
That's the difference between owing money
Banks.
to the banks versus owing
person.
money to someone. Like there's so many families that have lost contact already or
Yeah, because
lost
of
ties
that.
because of that,
Yeah.
right? And I always say that if you're gonna lend someone money, if you have money, lend money that you think you'll be okay with if they don't pay you back.
Yeah.
Don't
Parang
say that.
binitawan mo na.
Right? It's just that, okay, can you lend me 10? But then okay, I only have one. But if you don't pay it back,
It's okay.
it's okay.
Yeah. That's how I do it. That's how I do it. So they're asking for 10. Oh, here's one. Yeah, mo na. Yeah.
Because you don't wanna rely on it.
Yeah.
Unless your business is, lending.
Yes.
Yeah. Lending business. Sige.
That's a thing. I would
Yeah.
say, like, you have to know your finance and how money works. I
Yes.
think financial literacy is also important as an
Very.
entrepreneur. I've worked with so many entrepreneurs that have great businesses, but they don't know how to handle their finances properly. Like
Yeah.
It's a must.
I'm lucky to have my wife on my side because she knows money. She knows finances. I don't really, but I have to learn that as well because if you don't, it doesn't matter how much money you make. It's how much money you can save and invest,
Mhm.
right? Because you can always make money. The problem is where do you put that money and grow that even further?
Yeah.
That's a challenge. You can be making money all your life, but the thing is, you're not going to be making that much money all your life. You
Yes.
have to make that money work for you.
Yes.
Invest in things that you know.
It's gonna work.
If you don't, then
Yeah.
you're gonna be struggling for the rest of your life.
How are you on taking risk? Since we're talking about
Yeah.
finances.
I only take risks on things that I know of.
Good.
And if it's someone that's an expert in that thing, like
Yes.
I have a, for example, with crypto,
Mm.
I'm not a crypto expert. I know the basics. I have a crypto manager.
Yeah.
Okay.
And crypto manager that I pay a certain percent of how much I make. So that portfolio, he takes care of that because that person is sitting in a computer for 18 hours a day
Yeah.
watching. I can't, right? So it's like putting money there and then checking it out a year after, putting more.
Check
That's-
it.
Okay.
That's what he said to me. Like, okay, like with Bitcoin, you put in money and then you forget about it. You revisit every year,
Yeah.
right? Now it's always going to be a good time to buy
Yeah.
because of the volatility. Always
Yes.
buying because now it's always great time. There's no good time, bad time to purchase those. So those are basic things I know. So and I also go into real estate, buying properties.
Yeah.
It's
That's
through
the
a
way.
company. So everything that we own is not under our name. It's under our company. Like with our real estate portfolio, it's all under
LCC.
a holdings company.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's owned by a company, not under my name. So
Yeah.
all those properties, you have a property manager that takes care of that as well. So that's a
Yes.
different thing.
Yeah.
No, you have to know you can put your eggs in one basket as long as you know and understand it. Because if you don't know what you're putting yourself into, then that's a problem. A lot of
Yes.
people, for example, went into the crypto business
Mm.
not knowing what it is, and they're already too late,
Yeah.
right? Lucky for you if you know you came in the
Right time.
Time
but
to make
if-
profit.
you're right. But, for me, you can't beat the night wonder of the world, which is what's the term again? Um, Interest,
Yes.
right? Um, which will always go up. Inflation,
Yes.
the value, right?
Yeah.
Like the 1 million that you put in now,
Mm.
if you look at it a year from now, it's not the same amount because the buying power of that is not going to be the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
But for me, for example, if I put it in land, we're in that it could potentially
Yeah.
grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. True.
right?
Yeah, land banking.
Invest in things that you know
It's gonna
will
grow.
grow value and that you understand,
Yes.
and then start off with small, and then you grow eventually from there.
Yeah.
Very good.
Diversifying is what they say it. So that's I think an important factor because you cannot have just one source
Of income.
No.
That's true.
If you have one, then you're on shaking ground. I always see it that way. Like if you have a business and or you just have one source of income, like your work,
Yeah.
you're holding it like this. See, it's so hard to balance it, right?
Yeah.
If
Mm.
you have two sources of income,
Yes.
you know,
Three.
four, five. See how sturdy that is?
Yeah.
That's you
Yeah.
on that platform.
That's right.
So
That's
there's
right.
7 sources of income, and then if you have those 7, I'm trying to get those 7 types of account, like income, rent accrual, royalties. There's so many sources of income. And the thing is, I only learned about those in my 30s. The only thing I knew was that you can make money from business and you can make money as an employee.
Mm.
Yeah.
Money new two sources. of income. I need no royalties.
Yeah.
I didn't know interest.
Yes.
Mm.
That you can accrue, make money through the interest
Yeah.
from gaining. So it's a matter of educating yourself, being
Yes.
educated, and it's not your fault that you're born into poverty or you're not
Yes.
educated, but it's your fault if you die once.
Died. Yes.
That's what my dad always reminded me. I think he read it from a book also, but
Yeah.
he reminded me like, it's not anyone's fault that you're born into being poor, but if you don't lecture yourself, you educate yourself, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Mm.
Then- Yeah.
Because you're not willing to change,
Yes.
right? How can you expect change when you yourself you're not doing change for yourself? How
Yes.
can you improve if you're not willing to put in the work to be a better version of
Correct.
of you
That's right.
on a daily basis?
That's right.
always working on yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I say. I had a term before in social like never not working, but
Never
I
not
corrected that to never stop learning. I think
Yes.
that's the more important because everyone who works also needs rest,
Yes.
Yes.
right? So you change that mindset from never not working to
Never stop learning.
Learning.
because you
Amen.
learn how to rest also,
Yes.
right? For yourself.
If you don't mind me asking, man, Roberto, if you mind me asking, how old is sir?
I'm 42. Like,
Wow.
42.
Wow.
So
Kala ko same
Yeah.
age lang.
He's not aging, bro.
I know.
Immortal yan.
Yeah.
What's the ending? Ganyan pa rin mukha niya.
What's the secret sauce?
I think for me it's a couple it's a few things. One, everything that you put inside of you,
Yes.
food,
Yes.
like your nutrition, understanding your gut health is very important for me. Number two, some sort of exercise that you may have, whether it be walking, whatever
All the
makes you
time.
happy,
All the
Yes.
time.
because it releases those hormones in your body that makes you feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
Be running, walking, basketball, any sport, anything that makes you move. Even
Yes.
gardening. For I think I watched a documentary about people in Japan in the blue zone, wherein there's many people who are 100 years old. Always have one activity that makes them move. So for me, I do 17,000 steps every day. That's my average. I walk 17,000 steps every day. I work out at least 3 to 4 times a week. That's my minimum. And then I prioritize protein every time I eat because protein makes you fuller longer. So
Yeah.
you don't eat. Sometimes we think that we're hungry,
But we're
in fact,
not.
we're just thirsty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to trick your mind saying like, okay, drink something first, like electrolyte drink,
Yeah.
so that you're hydrated because most of the time we're only thirsty, but we're not really hungry.
Yeah.
And then eating becomes a hobby. For me, eating is just fuel.
Yeah.
For me, honestly, it only becomes enjoyable when it's spent with family.
Yeah.
For me,
Mm-mm.
that's I think eating. That's the only time for me that's enjoyable. But if I'm just eating by myself, it's just fuel.
Yeah.
Fuel. It's not like something I would Instagram or post that this is what I eat.
Yeah.
No, for me, I'm not a food blogger.
Yeah.
It's just fuel.
Yeah. Man, that's a secret, guys. No, actually, it's not a secret. It's just for you to discover.
It's not a
It's not a-
secret.
it's not a
They
secret.
know
It's
it.
just
Oh.
understanding how your gut
Gut.
gut health works. Most of the times when we're sick, we just have to know and understand what's our gut like. So
Yeah.
study, if to the point that you have to study your poop
Yeah.
and stuff like those. So I think that is the most important thing is that you know what you're putting inside of you,
Yeah.
in your body. But I have an 80-20%, 80-20 rule wherein 80% of the time I eat what I'm supposed to eat, at 20% of the time, and those 30% is the blueberry cheesecake, the ice
Sweets.
cream,
Sweets.
pizza that
Yeah.
that I like.
Yeah.
I don't overthink that. Like, oh no, I can't have this cookie, or else I'm gonna run like 5 kilometers just to burn
Yeah.
it. No, you're gonna have paralysis because of that.
Yeah.
Right? You're gonna have an eating disorder when you think that way. Like, oh my god, I just ate the whole pizza.
Yeah.
Right? Now I won't be fit anymore. No, you have that discipline that you're for out of times you're eating what you're supposed to eat
Yeah.
yourself because that's healthy for you. But it's crazy. Like we as human beings, when we eat uh healthy food and stuff, it's called being healthy.
Yeah.
When in fact, that's what we're really supposed to do.
Supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's become the norm that we eat so much junk and processed food that
Yeah.
when we eat, a fruit or a vegetable that's eating healthy already.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's a thought. It's a social media sometimes that makes you think crazy. I think that's what it is too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move.
Yeah. Kuya, where do you see your career sa mga susunod na taon na dalawa?
What's great is that I know, barring any unforeseen circumstances, I could see myself living to 100 years old, still be
Nice.
functional.
Nice.
100.
yeah, that the life expectancy now is has grown exponentially because of medical science and our knowledge about living.
Yeah.
I know that I can live to 100, and I'm at 40, so I'm not even at halftime
Yeah.
of my
Mm.
life. So I'm just probably in my second quarter
Yeah.
of my life. So I don't know. Like I've always said that I want to bring value to other people. Being able to help them, I think, makes me happy. I think that's
Yes.
the most important thing. I'm able to help other people become successful because the thing is, I have problems. You have problems. You have
Of
problems.
course.
Yes.
The thing is, I know how to solve any problems that I have.
Mhm.
And if I don't have the solution to my problem, then I'm not worried about it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
I was thinking of it this way. Like the logic word, like you have a problem.
Mm.
Yes. Okay. Can you do something about it?
Yes.
Then why worry?
Yeah.
You have a problem?
Yeah.
Can you do something about it? No. Okay. So why are you worried? Because you have no solution.
Yeah.
Every problem there's always a solution.
Yeah.
There's no solution, then
You just haven't looked enough. I think for me.
there's always a solution for things. If there's no solution, then that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, I allow myself to be sad once in a while.
Yeah.
Like for me, I enjoy walking at least 30
Yes.
minutes,
Mm.
45 minutes a day. Why? Because that's the only time I worry. That's my worry time. When I
Mhm.
walk, for example, in the morning or tonight, I'm gonna walk
Yeah.
tonight. That's the only time I'll worry about things. The rest of the day, I have to take care of my shit.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I don't go on my day like, oh my God, more problems.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't think that way. I think of it as like, that's the only time I will worry and I will find a solution. If I find a solution, I call someone up, hey, can you do this and that? Okay, then let's do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think people worry too much. They spend majority of their time
Worrying.
worrying about things. And they're doing that to a fault.
Yeah. Instead of finding the solution,
Instead
they
of
just
finding a
sit down
solution, you're
and worry.
stuck. You're not thinking outside the box because your mind's too cluttered with thinking like, oh, I have a problem, I have a problem, I have a problem.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking,
We can do it.
what can I do to
Yeah.
fix this?
Yes.
Right? And as entrepreneurs, you should have that kind of mindset because you're a problem solver. You have to figure things out,
Yeah.
Mm.
right? Not a lot of people are gonna be built like that. That's
Yeah.
why, for me, as a business coach, that's the first thing I teach someone who has been employed their entire life because I've been there. I've
Mm.
been employed
Mm.
for a decade of my life being employed
Yeah.
and having the mindset of an entrepreneur. It's not just as instant. It's not something you learn, especially coming from a family that are not entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Because my father was employed, my mother was a businesswoman. So two different perspectives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see one's perspective, you see another. So
Combine.
you grow up into an ecosystem wherein everyone's, for example, let's say doctors.
Yes.
Then you're forced to become a doctor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Even if you don't want to be a doctor.
Mhm.
Or you have a business like this, or let's say you have a bake shop.
Yeah.
Family's a bake shop. But you want to be a painter.
Yeah.
Or you want to be a barber.
Yeah.
Are you forced to become a baker also?
Mhm.
No. Right?
Yeah.
So you're forced into situations that you don't want to, right? And I think that's important that parents let their children explore things that they want to do, not because that's why I don't want to bother. If I ever have kids, I don't want to bother them by saying, "Oh, this is a business na ipapasa ko sa iyo, ha?" You think,
Yeah.
I don't want to pass burdens to them. That's why
Sure.
I'm not in business of keeping business. I'm also in the process of building, scaling, and then selling this because I don't want to pass on a burden to someone else that doesn't want it
Yeah.
just because
Mm.
they're forced into it. They're born into it,
Yeah.
right? That's why a lot, like they're business owners who have kids and that don't do the same business that they are, and I applaud those parents for letting their
Yeah.
children
Explore.
find growth and success in
Hmm.
other things that they're known for as a
Hmm.
family. There's a lot of families that are known for certain business, for example, politics.
Yes.
Family of politicians. And then you
Politicians.
see their children become an artist.
Yeah.
Or someone else. I mean, you can say that it's because they can afford it. No, it's because they know the happiness of their children is more important. than
Important.
that.
Yes.
So true.
It all falls down to your happiness. Does it
Yes.
make you happy doing it? And if your family is a family of doctors or nurses, everyone's nurses, then and you're happy being one yourself, then by all means, how would you know?
Yeah.
Right? There's only one way to know. It's just you have to go in there and choose a path. You choose a path and you don't look back.
Yeah.
Right? And then if you don't like that path you're going to, you can always change your mind.
Yes.
Changing your mind is, I believe, it's important superpower that most of us refuse to use and have because they think that, oh no, I'm already known as this. I can't change that.
Yeah.
Like I've changed my personalities different on social media a lot of times already, right? But I'm not afraid to change my mind. I
Of
think
course.
that's a superpower that most people refuse to use.
Mhm.
Like for now, you can be a videographer, a photographer, and tomorrow you can become a doctor if you want to.
Yeah, if you want
Yeah.
to.
The
Correct.
thing is, but you need to have the audacity, and at the same time,
The mindset.
no, not just the mindset, but also the self awareness. Like
Yes.
for me, if I say that I want to be a basketball player, I'm ready to do it. So genetics won't let me. Number one, my height won't let me.
Yeah.
And there's
Self-awareness.
self-awareness is also
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
So if I say I want to be a basketball player, it's like someone slap it because I'm never becoming a professional basketball player.
Yeah.
But if I say I want to change my business with something else, I can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? There's so many people who started their business late in their lives.
Yeah.
So it's never too late, especially in entrepreneurship. You can always pivot.
Yes.
Something great. That's what's fun about it.
Yeah.
Right.
And you got to learn that with business too.
Yeah.
The term that he said, pivot. When some things are not working, yung iba kasi give up. You just gotta know, minsan pala kailangan mo na mag-right turn to pivot a different strategies and stuff that you need to
True.
do.
You know the mindset. Get ready, get set, go. I read this from a book from Ryan Sorhant. He says like I have a ready, go, re-aim. Ready, go, re-aim. Ready, go. Why? Because a lot of people are stuck with get set.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
You're ready. He's prepared. He's got all these things. He's got the mic. He's got this. He's got the camera on.
Yeah.
But then stuck at get set. I don't want to press play. Let's go back. No. I need to have a better microphone. It needs to be better. No, you just have to start and then grow from there.
Yeah.
Growing and learning from that, and then re-aim.
Yeah.
Re-aim. It's not working. Okay, re-aim.
Yeah.
Right? But you have to keep your focus on things that will make it you think that will be part of that process of growing,
Yes.
because you have to stay steady on that course.
Yes.
You have to stay steady on that course that you're trying to go into. Like for example, this app that you're
Mhm.
going.
Yes.
It doesn't mean you don't have a million subscribers right now, but it doesn't mean that you won't have that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But you have to put in the work,
Yeah.
right? You
All
have
day.
to do all those things that's required of you to reach that pinnacle that you want to reach, whatever your goal is.
Yes.
Because if you have business, you need to know your goal. You know the what do you call it, darts?
Darts.
Play
Mm.
darts, right? There's a bullseye in it, right?
Yeah.
It's like when you have a business, you're just throwing darts here. There's no bullseye, right?
Yeah.
Did I hit it? Hit what?
No.
Because you don't have a target.
Mm-hmm.
Target does not exist.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be great at one thing, then you need to have a target.
Mm-hmm.
You need to reach a certain target that you want to reach, right? When you're aiming for something, you need a target. Because if it doesn't exist, then where are you going to be headed to,
Yes.
Very true.
right?
Yep.
What's your goal? You need
Yes.
to know what's
What's
your
your
goal. Why you started that thing that you are doing now,
Yes.
right? Why are we even doing this podcast right now? What's your goal?
Yes.
Yes.
Everything has to have reason. You can't say, I don't know, I just want to do it.
Yeah.
No.
Of course not.
You know you want to do it because it makes you happy,
Yes.
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
That's a goal,
Yeah.
right?
And then-
my goal is to be eternally happy.
Yeah. And then with the thing too, I believe once you have that goal where you want your business to be, you're already on stage 2. On after when it hits that, this is the next target for that.
Yes.
That's connected to that business. Then after that, may target ka na naman.
Yeah.
Then all of those will
Small
connect.
targets leading
Yes.
up to the bullseye.
Yes.
Maybe darts, but there's scores like 1 to
Yes.
20.
20,
Not so
60.
keen. keen with the scoring, but I know that you're supposed to hit 20 certain numbers before you hit the bullseye, right? So
Yes.
you don't just keep on hitting the bullseye because that's not really possible. But you have certain targets so that you get bigger points.
Yes.
Yes.
So you hit the small ones before you go to the big one,
Yes.
right? Because you can handle it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you put in the work. Like before you can lift, for example, the heaviest weight,
Yes.
you have to lift the
The lights
lightest
ones
weight
first.
before you can
Yes.
bench.
You cannot.
Before
You cannot do
bench
advance.
twice your weight,
Mm.
right? You have to start with something half your weight.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Starting point. That's why it's important to gauge your starting point. Where you are at right now.
Mm-hmm.
What's the record for the highest? So now
Mhm.
you have a goal that you can
Yes.
reach.
Every time with anything, if you don't have a set goal, you're walking on waters.
Mismo.
That's the only time you're trying to compare yourself
Yeah.
with someone. Is that okay? That's the cap.
Yeah.
Remember when we talked about earlier?
Yeah, the cap.
Cap. That's my cap. Okay, that's the cap I need to
Mhm.
reach.
Yes.
Even if I go above it, then good.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. That's just
Right.
extra na yun.
That's the only competition that you're thinking of. But it's not because you want to beat that person, but because you want to be that person.
Yeah.
Eventually, becomes more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. The saying that when your idols become your rivals, it's true.
Of course. Yeah. Very true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in both ends of
Yeah.
those spectrums.
Yeah.
Following an idol and being an idol of someone.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Yeah.
Because you never, there's always going to be a piece of the pie. Like for example, in your business, in barbers, there's not going to be enough of that. You just want a piece of pie, and it's not going to affect yours. Their success not gonna affect yours.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If there's an entertainer in your industry and he does the same thing as you, it's not gonna affect their success.
Of
You
course.
just want part of the pie of
Yeah.
the R&B scene.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's head to the barber questions.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's get it.
Here we
Let's
go.
get it.
Here we go. Here we go.
Barber question.
We're on 1001, guys. We just didn't notice how far we have gone.
Sobrang knowledgeable
Yeah,
lahat ng mga sinasabi ni Kuya Antonio. Grabe.
super. You guys should take notes. So let's hit with the barber questions. If you can still remember, magkano po yung una yung gupit? And can you still remember the barber?
So obviously age ko, no. So I remember my first haircut in Lopez Village. I remember the first vivid thought that I have as having an encounter with the barber when I was, I think, 5 years old.
Yes.
Uso dati yung kalbo. So I think I was kinder or prep.
Yes.
My dad brought me to the barber and said, "Idol ko isang basketball player, local basketball player. I think it was Paul Alvarez.
Oh, Alvarez. Yes.
Pinakalbo ko.
Oh, man.
Idol din natin, pinakalbo ko. I think that was 20 pesos.
Wow.
And the barber cut me for 20 pesos back then.
Yeah.
Shaved my head bald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
20 pesos. I think that was 1986, 87.
Wow.
86, yeah.
Looking back, no?
Back.
Sorry. Naano lang ako kasi 20 pesos na yung gupit nun. Kasi there was a time that I was cutting for 80 pesos.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And this was 2019. Hindi ganun kalaki yung naging
Gap.
improvement ng pay, ng industry natin dito.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think when I came back from the States 2007, because I know haircuts. Honestly, I never had a haircut in those 2 years I lived in
The States.
in the
States.
States.
Yeah.
Because it was so expensive.
It
I
is.
just shaved my head with the
Razor.
with the razor.
Yeah.
But when I came back, the first thing I did, I remember that haircut was only worth 60 pesos. And my tip was 20 pesos
Yeah.
at the local barber. That was
Yeah.
2007.
Wow.
That's the first thing I did. Get
Yeah.
a proper haircut.
Yeah. Wow. Ngayon ako nagkaroon ng realization kasi hindi ko masyado narinig yung how much was the haircuts really back
Before.
then.
No.
Even with the barbers that we were
Yeah.
speaking to now, taking to the time of from then to now 2019, I was still there's still barbers cutting at
80 to 100.
80. So something really needs to change. Look at that time gap.
Yeah.
I think the cheapest I see today is still 80 pesos.
Yeah, 80.
I think that's the cheapest. I've never seen anything lower than that
Yeah.
sa mga kanto.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
And what's the crazy part about it is the way I see it, it's maraming talent yung mga barbers natin dito.
Dami.
They just don't have the opportunities for me. Yun yung nakikita ko. So wow.
I have a question. Like,
Yes,
how
yes,
can
yes.
you justify someone paying a premium for a haircut? Like, for example, I don't know if you're gonna ask that, but
Yeah.
how would you say that this barber charging, for example, let's say the most expensive haircut I got from a barber was 700 pesos.
Okay.
How can that barber justify me paying that 700 pesos for that haircut when in fact it's a haircut that I know someone can do
do.
for half the price?
Yes.
Yes. So the way I see barbers, the way they look at their pricing, it's we are artists.
Right, artist, yeah.
So that's how I feel like how we justify our pricing. Yeah, you can find that haircut somewhere else.
Right.
Kasi talagang ang mga barbers, they're artists eh. So that's why with the app,
believe that,
I
yeah.
really did it the way you guys as the artists, I have no right to judge how much you guys want to
Right.
charge.
Okay.
So it's up to the client if they really want you.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I see
And
things.
it's like the saying that you go where you are valued. Doesn't mean that you're not valued here. Like you charge this much and then no one's paying for that. Doesn't mean that you don't have value. It's just
Yeah.
that you're probably charging not the right price on the wrong target market.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, if you live in an area that's kind of depressed, for example, right,
Mhm.
and then you're charging 400 for a haircut, you're not gonna get a lot of
Yes.
clients. That's
And-
why location matters,
Yes.
right?
And this is where Babs comes in.
Yes.
So let's say you're in that location, other people from other location, you'll get that opportunity na makikita ko ng mga barbero mo, your skills will be more appreciated now. We're marketing
Yeah.
the barbers
Yeah.
for free on the app.
Okay.
So that's what
Nice.
we're doing for the barbers. Number
13. When was your worst gupet? Why was it so bad? And is it the same barber or a different
Oh wow.
one?
I think it was just a year ago
Mhm.
because we moved houses and so I had to get a haircut. So I moved to another location. So I went to barber shop, and the thing was, I think it was an okay haircut. The problem was the barber was just talking too much to his co-barbers. So when he was ginagamit niya yung
crazy.
aha,
Yeah.
he cut my ears.
Damn.
It bled here because he was, I have no
Talking.
problem him talking, but he's doing like this to my hair.
Damn.
Like that.
Yeah.
Not
I
good.
said, Kuya, kung magsasalita ka lang and kakusapin and mag-usap na lang kayo, mamaya mo na tuloy kasi
Hindi
sugatan mo
pwede.
na ako. Nagulat siya kasi
Oh,
na-
he didn't even know?
Here.
Yeah, he didn't know.
No, nagulat siya because alam niya, nahiwa niya na ako.
Oh,
But because he was just
talking.
not paying attention.
Paying attention.
Yeah, but I know that he's a good barber. Because he's been there for a while, but he was just talking to his peer. And I think that I've never had I would say a bad haircut, because if it's a bad haircut, I would have someone redo it,
Yes.
right? Maybe not just paying attention.
Mhm.
I don't like it when parang may natitira pong mahabang
Yes.
walk somewhere because
Yes.
they didn't pay attention to that final thing. And
Mhm.
I'm not keen on that. So that guy not paying attention to me, I think what's the worst haircut that I have, because
The experience.
yeah. Meron kasi ako dati nakat ako, nahiwa ako ng baha, pero he was paying attention.
Oh.
Yeah.
Siguro it's my fault na nagmalaw ako or something.
Yes.
I don't know, but that was because he was not paying attention to me. He was talking to that person.
Yes.
I think that's attention to detail. That's why I say multitasking is not good.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna be performing at 100% of what you're supposed to be doing. If you're doing
Yes.
two things at the same time, like oh.
No, we can't. We cannot convert. We cannot
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
texting and driving will never be
No.
a
Yeah.
great thing, right?
Yeah. Sorry, may naalala lang ako. Anyways, current go-to haircut mo ngayon, boss? And sinong barber mo nowadays? You have a
Ah.
specific barber, so you just...
To be honest, I went for a long time with Bond Street Social in BF, but they closed.
Mhm.
And then I moved to another barbershop in Century Mall.
Mhm.
Kana
Ah, sa baba.
na nasa taas.
Ah, okay.
Kana Martin. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I forgot the name of the barbershop, but it's Century Mall in Makati.
Yes.
We have one of the best barbers there.
Mhm.
So I've been there for quite some time.
Yes.
I was just moving and moving recently. So sa akin, I've never had like the same barber for the past, I think, 2 years.
Yes. Kasi you've
Had-
been on a move.
Yeah. So I've changed barbers. I just showed them a picture of what I want to look like. Si Facundo, he's been giving me
Yeah, he's a good barber.
a peg for my hair. So I just show that photo to the barber. Ganto. Ganto
Yeah.
yung gupit ko.
Yeah.
Pinapakita ko lang. Yeah, I
Mm.
just show a picture of the haircut and
Yeah.
then gagawin na ng barber.
Yeah.
And then I remember that barber. Tapos kaya lang, when I go to that barbershop, I think I go to Suave now. Papakita ko yung cut na yun. Tapos biglang mawawala yung barber kasi lumipat ata or something. So,
Mm.
gano'n naman.
Yeah.
Ang hirap eh. It's hard to keep a relationship for me with the barber, especially if you're moving places to places also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you guys know where I'm going.
I wish I had a proper like the same barber so that you
Yeah.
have a relationship. I think having a relationship with your barber is very, very important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Just the friendship, also that intuition that you know each
You
other
guys already
really
know.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a great thing to have.
How did you-
Work out.
How did you feel like since you were moving around, naghanap ka ng mga barbershops?
Yeah.
Natatawa na siya, alam niyo na where I'm going. Kasi really, I'm just gonna fast forward it.
Go.
Kasi really, that's one of the experiences that,
Sorry na lang ako na
yeah.
dapper.
That's the cut.
Yeah. Yung hindi yung ano yung barbershop.
Oh, Dapper Barbershop.
Yeah. Yeah, so like with that experience,
Dapper Club. Sorry.
Dapper Club.
I'm,
Shout out to Dapper Club.
I'm sure the experiences kasi nangyari na rin sa akin yan coming from States, coming home here. We're very ano sa gupit.
Cut.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
So with the problem solving, yun nga when it comes into Babs, hindi niya kailangan worry, oh, are they gonna be a good barber? They're gonna do this for me, you know what I mean? Kasi doon pa lang, they're
Makikita
able
mo
to see
na.
us. Yeah.
Remember? Magkano ang pinakamahal na binayad mo sa isang gupit? And bakit ka naman magtitip sa isang barber? And why not?
I think pinamahal ko nagupit ko was 700.
700?
Yeah, I think that was in a hotel
Yes.
in Makati.
Mm-hmm.
To get a haircut. So it was 700 and then I gave kakaya magbigay ng usual ko na 100, 200 na
Sagad
tip
na.
eh. So binigay ko 500 na tip. So
Yeah.
pero sa States, I've had more expensive.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Nagkakaiba rin din.
I think
Oo.
I had $100 haircut.
Uh-uh.
$100 na.
That's the minimum there.
Hindi
No.
Hindi naman.
No, there's
I
20s,
think-
30s,
yeah,
50s.
30s.
But now, nagiging standard na yung 50s to 100.
How much do you tip if you're paying $50?
30.
30?
Mm.
Wow. So it's 80.
Yeah.
That's why pumunta dito yung brother-in-law ko tsaka yung dalawa kong pamangkin na lalaki. First thing we did was to go to the barber shop and then we paid 1,500 for their 3
Haircut.
haircuts. Amazing for them. They were so happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was there now too. It's the crazy part is kunyari yung barber mo he cuts for $100.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now the expectation of the tip is 50 to 100 also.
Wow. Expectation.
Yeah. It's yeah. And there's haircuts now that's running for $1,000.
Tip-
Even here. Diba?
Tipping will always be relegated to the country that you're in. So
Yeah.
when you're a person that travels, you have to understand the tipping culture.
Mm.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's disrespectful to tip. Like for example, in Japan, you don't tip.
Mhm.
You're not supposed to tip. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow, I didn't know that.
disrespectful. But in restaurants like in the States, if for example your bill's $40, there's a certain percent, right?
20.
You go 20 if for example, let's say your service is you paid $100,
Mhm.
you should pay at least $20.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
$20. And
Yes.
then if you tip them, let's say 15 or 10, they're gonna ask you, did I do something bad?
Yes. Makes you feel guilty, bro.
Yeah, they're gonna ask, "Is my service bad? Like,
Yeah,
did I do
yeah.
something wrong?"
Yeah.
So I would know next time.
Yeah.
Tipping is part of their culture.
Yes.
Yes.
Here in the Philippines, it's
Depende.
It's still weird. Depende.
Yeah. That's a service charge na.
Service charge. Sometimes it's
Yeah, kulang pa yun. Let's go. Number 16. Gaano ka importante for you to get your haircut? The quality that you
oh,
want.
it's important because I'm always usually
On the go.
in camera being in social media. You have to always look good,
Yeah.
especially me attending meetings.
Yes.
You don't know when because you're only gonna have like a one time for first impression.
Yes.
You
Yes.
can't have a second first impression.
Yes.
Yes.
So when I in front of a client, for example, I talk to celebrity or a politician, I have to
Yes.
I look good. So haircut for me is important every 2 to 3 weeks.
Mhm.
Nice pag naglast ako ng 1 month, yun na. Medyo
Yeah.
masama na
Yeah.
yung gupit ko. So
Yeah.
it's very important. It's part of your personal grooming. Taking it because you know that if a person takes care of themselves,
True.
you know that they can take care of your business.
Yes.
Yes.
For me, if I want to handle someone's business, I have to look good for them.
Yes.
Look healthy and stuff so that they know, okay, I can trust this person.
Yes.
Right.
True.
They'll judge you. People are judging
Oh,
you
yeah.
for that.
Everyone
Yeah,
does.
you have to be prone to that now.
Everyone's judging you.
Yeah.
All right. Do you usually book appointment in advance or mas gusto mo ang walk-in service?
No, I usually book. Yeah, I call or text that I'm going there.
Yeah.
Usually a day before or kung biglaan at least 3 hours before.
Yeah. And what is the schedule that he
Kung hindi
has?
kaya, the next day na lang. Ganun.
Yes.
Pag
Have you ever-
biglaan talaga, I have to really go.
Have you ever had a home service? Na gupit.
Gupit.
Never.
Oh. What's yours?
I know once, yeah.
Okay.
There was a barber that one of my staff before in the store, in Solsam store, became a barber, and he gave me a haircut in my other office in Pasig. So, yeah, first and only time. It's good. It's good. Yeah, makalat lang.
Yes.
It was inside the studio, so
Ah.
I don't want that. My hair going around in place. Kahit na sweep,
Yeah.
Yun lang yung ano ko dun. That's the
Yung downside.
downside na makalat.
Yeah. We gotta make a portable vacuum para sa mga
Yun,
barbers
oo,
natin.
mga ganon. May vacuum pad.
Yes. Made by Babs.
Portable yeah.
Again, so viewers natin, we're almost done with the interview. I would like to introduce again what Babs App is about. Babs App is a home service barber booking app where you can book your barber or barbershop na napili nyo. And soon enough, we're integrating yung mga hairstylists and salon owners to be part of
Yes.
Babs. Be very soon. Again, and if you're a barber or a hairstylist, you can sign up now actually by downloading Babs.partner on Google Play and iOS Store. And follow us here. And then here we go.
It's a really good business that you guys have, huh? It's just because it's like you own a manpower business without owning the manpower agency.
True.
It's like a manpower agency.
Uh,
But the thing is, you don't own the manpower.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
it's a great way of owning a business.
Yeah.
It's like you own everything, but you don't own anything.
On your
you
name.
don't owe anyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Think
Like
of
Airbnb, right? Like
Airbnb is the
Yes.
largest hotel industry in
about
the
Uber,
world.
and Grab, right?
Correct.
You have a fleet of cars, but you don't really own it.
Angkas.
Angkas, Grab. That's a
Babs.
great thing. I hope
Babs.
you guys really grow on there.
Yes.
On God.
God permits. We're just gonna keep on working at this.
Yes, sir.
Now my question is, would you prefer Babs and why?
Would I prefer Babs over what?
I mean,
To use.
To use.
in the
Oh
future.
yeah, for
Yes,
sure.
Yes.
I think like I made an example earlier when we were off cam that
mm,
I had a family reunion photo shoot here, and I said I had 3 hours ahead, so I don't know any barber shops here. So I would,
Yeah.
if I knew the app, I would use it.
yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
for
you.
sure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Emergency purposes, for sure.
Yes.
Yes. And then, if you do book, what do you expect from the barber na magsaservice sa'yo? Specifically.
I think most important, he knows I can see a portfolio of what he's done.
Yes.
Na,
That's,
it's not like I'm his 10th haircut.
yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Na at least alam ko na he's done probably at least 100 haircuts na.
Yes.
So it's I'm not gonna be practicing.
Yes.
I think that's number one.
Yes.
Kasi kung first time ko siya na barber, I have to know like how many haircuts has he done. Papakita ko yung haircut. Can he do it? And does he have the tools?
Yes.
Did he bring all the necessary tools to do the haircut? I think that's the most important thing.
Yes.
And then, he looks clean.
Yes.
Of course.
Very important.
I've seen barbers that,
Yeah.
yeah, I can smell them from
Yes.
far away. So that's not good. Grooming
Yeah.
is very
True,
important
true.
also,
Yes.
yeah. And I looked at their haircuts also.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure because the ones that cut their hair are also those that are good as well. So pag masama yung haircut nila, that's a red flag also. Yeah.
That's true. Maarte din talaga yung mga barbers.
Dapat, di ba?
Yes. With what he was saying earlier, this is how we really delegate the barbers. The separations of kailangan talaga pagpapasok sa Babs. We have certain requirements that we ask
Okay.
before they can come in, and then they can build their portfolio. It's a star rating app. So it takes quite some time before makapasok talaga din yung mga barbers. It's, kaya sa mga barbers dyan, please follow up with your requirements.
Requirements
para
lang naman,
make sure
madali
you
lang
go.
yan. NBH police clearance lang yan.
And then your portfolio.
Okay.
Number 22?
21.
Oh, 21.
Since yung Babs app natin is a star rating, what are the reasons to give sa barber ng good ratings than the reason that will give them a bad ratings?
Taking care of you. Like,
Yes.
paying attention. Like, yung sabi ko nga kanina, yung bad haircuts because he wasn't paying attention to me. So,
The full service.
paying attention.
Yes.
And going the extra mile. Like, na-appreciate ko yung na minamasaya ako ng ayos.
Yes.
As part of that, even if it's not part of the payment.
Yes.
Getting a good massage, relaxing you. I think those two things are important for me.
Yes. That's a service. And then, so for now, haircut and shave pa lang po yung nasa Babs. And shave.
Shave.
What else would you want to see sa Babs app in the future?
Oh yeah, in the future, for example, if I get a haircut din, sabay din, for example, home service too. So yung wife ko na rin, pwede na rin siya
Yes.
Yes, very soon.
get her nails done and
Yes.
stuff. So, or do her hair and makeup.
Yes.
Stuff like those. So maybe get a massage
Yes.
also as well. So all in one na. Those
Yeah.
services na you have to go to a barbershop or a parlor.
Yeah, to get service.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if dogs can get that service at our house,
Someone might think of that app.
Oo nga. Ayun, free idea na.
meron ganun, di ba?
Yeah.
Home service ng
Grooming.
Pet grooming.
grooming.
Yeah. Oh man.
That is our podcast for today. What an
That was
episode.
100 questions.
I just want to thank Kuya Antonio for giving us time. We
Yes.
appreciate you. Maraming salamat sa knowledgeable words na pinamahagi mo sa amin at sa audience.
Very.
Usapang Barbero.
Yeah. And then Kuya, would you like to do any shout outs for your business or any other things?
Oh yeah, well, so we're here at Gear Advertising here in Makati. So if you wanna book your appointments, send us a direct message and we'll cater to your needs.
Hey,
Yeah.
there you go. JP?
Yep. If you want to catch me live, just go to my page, check sa gig schedules ko. But yeah, you're going to catch me live on August 17 in Caloocan, August 13 in Urban QC. And yeah. And if you want to check my music, just go to Spotify, Apple Music. It's just JP Bacalyan. It's a lot of social media. It's just JP
One
Bacalyan.
of the few singers that my wife listens to.
Wow.
Very grateful.
Rare yun.
I'm very grateful.
Yeah. The one and only.
The one and only JP Bacalyan. May mga paparating pa tayong mga kanta, so
Yeah.
Ano ba yun?
Can't wait.
thank you so much.
Boss, thank you. Again, mga kababs, thank you for watching this episode. We'll see you guys again real soon. Peace.
Usapang Barbero signing out, my G.
Peace, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. Pwede po tayong picture.
Ayo.
Yeah, let's have a picture.
Man, my butt.